What's up, guys? Welcome back to my car. I'm getting gas, filling my tank up. I'm in Plant City and I'm going to be delivering all day. It is Tuesday. I know Tuesdays are so slow, but still gotta make that money. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my car. I wanted to do a video showing you guys tips of what I learned, what I wish I knew when I started delivering. I've been delivering for 2 years now, 2 years on UberEats and a little over a year on DoorDash. So I feel like I got a good handle on what I do when I deliver. And since this video did so well, I want to make another one answering the questions that I had in the comment section. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed before you go. And yeah, let's get into it. So since I just filled up my gas tank, I believe the first one should be that you should always use an app that gives you cash back on your gas. So for me, I like to use Get Upside. I know there's a couple different ones you could use. Get Upside, I'll have a link below. It'll save you 15 cents per gallon, and there's a couple of ones that you could use. That's the one I like to use. I usually am able to cash out the next day. So that's what I've been using for like the past year. Since driving is our job, we go through a lot of gas, and the gas always comes out of our profits. So to put some of that money back into your pockets, definitely make sure you're using some kind of gas app to get your money back. Miles. I don't like to drive too far of a distance for too little pay. So when it comes to dollars per miles, my goal is always $2 per mile. So if I have a $10 order, I am willing to drive 5 miles to deliver it. Usually it's like a better ratio where it's lower miles in my area. And then you also got to think, is it going to be a round trip? Like when I deliver in Plant City, it's so small. So if I get a 5-mile order, I have to drive the 5 miles and then drive back the 5 miles because Plant City is so small that I have to come back to this area with the restaurants. So speaking of these miles you're driving, you want to keep track of all the miles you drive. Now, when it comes to tax time, you're able to write off these miles and get that money off of your taxes because these gig apps do not take money out for taxes. These apps only track the miles you are driving when you're on an order. So when the food is physically in your car, that is the miles that they are tracking. But according to the IRS, you're allowed to track from your first order all the way to you drop off your last order. So the whole shift that you are driving, you are allowed to calculate all of those miles. So it's probably like double what the app is actually calculating. So make sure you're keeping track of them. There's a whole lot of apps that help you keep track of these. Personally, I like to write it down. So when I start my shift and get my first order, I just write it down. And then when I'm done, I write that number down. So that's been working for me. I got really bad at turning apps on and off while I'm delivering. So it became easy for me to just write down every time I'm delivering. But there's apps, there's a lot of different apps. So if you're new and you don't know what areas to start in, do not chase hotspots. I did that my first time I delivered. I stayed in these hotspots, and when I got an order, did the order, I zoomed back to the hotspot. And I learned really quick that you don't need to do that. You just need to stay near restaurants. And the more you drive, the more you will learn what restaurants are busy at what time of day. Like the breakfast ones in the morning, the lunch ones during lunch rush, obviously. And then the bigger restaurants like Olive Garden, Carrabba's, you could stay near those during dinner and get the really big orders. And if you're not sure which restaurants are working with the apps you're delivering on, go onto the ordering app. So for instance, if I'm delivering with UberEats, I'm gonna go on the UberEats ordering app, and they're just gonna give me a list of all the restaurants near me, and then I know as a driver to stay around those restaurants. And this one is personal if you want to text the customer or not. But I started texting the customer that I got their food and I am on the way, because sometimes, especially if it's a meet at door, sometimes you'll get a customer that's not paying attention to their phone. Because I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I'll place the order and then leave my phone and go do something else and expect my food to be dropped off. But for those meet at door orders, you want to have their attention and you want to be in communication. And also, if you realize it's an apartment, you could quickly ask them their apartment number because you're already in conversation with them. So I'm gonna get back onto delivering. So let me know below if you have any questions or if you have some tips. I know I left some out, but those are kind of the best ones I have for you guys. So let me know below if you have any questions, if you have tips that will help other drivers. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe before you go, and I will see you guys in my next video.